Welcome, guys. It's New Year's. Well, 8 minutes away from New Year's. But pretty much it's New Year's. Woohoo! So I figured I would make this video all about history. Is it about the history of New Year's? No. It's going to be about American history because I just figured this would be a great time to talk about history. Leave me alone. Anyway, so let me set the scene. It's the 1930s. A war is going on, and we have a couple characters to our story. We have Husband Kimmel, the general of Pearl Harbor. We have Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He is going to be one of our bad guys. And before I continue on with that, keep in mind, he is one of the highest ranking presidents, so I'm more of doing this for storytelling. Leave me alone. I'm not actually calling one of the presidents a bad guy. I'm not like that. Leave me alone. You can't sue me. Anyway, so another character is Arthur H. McCollum. I hope I got that right. He is another bad guy to our story, and just a bunch of other random characters that will be sprinkled all about. So anyways, this is going to be about Pearl Harbor, one of the most joyful subjects there is. Along with, America was not part of the war initially. So, to start this off, there was a Neutrality Act, which was basically, don't enter the war, you dummies. That's a dumb idea. That would cost, a lot of lives for people you don't really care about. Why would I care about that? Nope. Oh, he got there so fast. Denied. That man did not have a very good day. Nope. Wow, he had such a bad time. I almost feel bad for him, but not really, because he was slightly good at the game. Anyway, so, there's a Neutrality Act going on, and nobody wants to break it, because, again, that doesn't seem like a very good idea. Yeah, your hot dog defense didn't exactly work. Goodbye. That was a short game. Almost as short as the Neutrality Act lasted. So anyways, nobody wants to go to war, but Arthur H. McCollum goes, hey, I think it would be a great idea if we go to war. And Henry Ford, another Henry, and some other guy I don't remember the name of, are all people who would profit quite a bit from this. I think it was called Henry Ford. Or is it an actor? I might be confusing that guy with an actor now that I think about it. I hope not. That'd be slightly awkward. Anyways, the shop is being extra slow. Yeah, Arthur H. McCollum, who was in, charge of, information of foreign countries or something, and reports to Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I'm not entirely sure on what his actual role is. It's, hey, we're 4 minutes away from New Year's. Cool. I want armor. Point is, he, starts to configure an 8-part plan. And this 8-part plan is pretty much a way to convince Japan to go to war with America. You might go, they immediately just hated America now. Okay, look at this logistically. America was currently the strongest nation in the world by far. It'd be like going into a fight with Mike Tyson when you're just some featherweight. Uh-huh. I missed. Oh, wow. What are you gonna do? Not much. I kinda missed that hit. Do you think I care? Goodbye! Anyways, we're gonna go after purple really fast. Yeah, Japan did not want to go to war with America for obvious reasons. That was just suicide. So, anyways. Hello! You think you get to live? No. No, I am here. You don't get to live. I wanted to place blocks and I completely failed. Yeah, Arthur H. McCollum was like, hey, if we cut off pretty much their access to water to the rest of the world, hey, isn't America the country that got Japan into being involved with the rest of the world? Yes, and now they're trying to make it so Japan has no involvement with the rest of the world. Goodbye. I'm sure that guy had a great New Year's Day. Anyways, pretty much cut off all their supplies, cut off their supplies to Britain, cut off their supplies to basically all parts of the world, which was a lot of steps, like form neutrality with Britain, well, not form neutrality, form an agreement with a naval blockade near Britain so that the Japanese cannot go there. Cut off all their supplies, basically. It took 8 steps, but this was literally just, okay, you're all gonna be stuck in the Stone Age. That's not good. So, and a couple of other things. This forced war. Now, Husband Kimmel is a very smart man, keep in mind. And then all of his information was pretty much cut off. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was like, nah, you don't get to hear about what's going on. Now then, it is now known to American newsletters that there's going to be a war. That Japan is angry at America. Husband Kimmel already just reasons this out, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Japan's going to be pretty pissed. Franklin's like, nah, bro, you're good, you're fine. And Husband Kimmel's like, hey, can I have a few more ships? Because, these ones are kind of old. They literally are rusting, and the ships are missing, a couple cannons. Not cannons, turrets. I mean, it's just crazy. He's dealing with way old tech. Things from before the First World War. That is what he's dealing with for his ships. And then people are like, oh my gosh, Husband Kimmel screwed up everything because he had all of the planes next to each other. Oh my god! Now keep in mind, Hawaii is actually a place that at the time had a lot of Japanese heritage residents in Hawaii. Now this meant that sabotage was a pretty likely thing. So Husband Kimmel looks like, okay, what is the best way to ensure we don't lose many planes? Now, I'm not entirely sure, says Husband Kimmel, that I'm going to be invaded. But if they're going to invade, they're going to invade from the north. So he sent a scout mission. And Franklin goes, stop what you're doing immediately. That is not allowed, sir. You cannot go doing a scouting mission to the north of you. You need to stay put in Pearl Harbor. So he's like, okay, you know what? I trust Franklin. I'm going to just make sure that all the planes are close together so that I can have a few officers observe all of the planes. Because if you spread them out, you need a lot more officers and a lot more work hours, that means. So, you're not going to have them all apart. It's New Year's! Yay! Woo! So anyways, if you have all the planes far apart, it makes it much harder to bomb them. Anyway, so it said that Husband Kimmel failed his protection of Pearl Harbor, and that is partially true. Keep in mind, 1, he had ships taken away from him. But also keep in mind, how long do you think it takes for people to return fire? Immediately? No. No, to have your whole operation ready. So I made a little bit of an error when doing this. I said it could take days for them to fully return fire. And no, that's not true. I was confusing this with getting troops to a battlefield. And, well, that's completely unrelated here because, it's already everyone's at the battle already. But in reality, like an unprepared defender could take anywhere from like half an hour to an hour or have all their troops vanquished before they're fully, keyword, fully returning fire, and he had all of his troops were returning fire within 7 minutes, which is lightning speed. So that was the error I made. Is it took him 7 minutes. A day is not something that ever happens. More like half an hour to an hour can happen, but not a day. All right, that's all I had to say. Can take days. He was ready in, I think it was 8 minutes. That is lightning fast. Alright, that is lightning fast. That means all of his guys are pretty much on their stations. They were all returning fire within around 8 minutes. Maybe it was 7, maybe it was 9, somewhere around that time. That is fast. That means he was ready for this. So basically, he got screwed over heavily, and we all decided to laugh at him. Poor husband Kimmel. Poor guy. Poor guy. He was a pretty good general. Think about how good his deduction was there. He was able to figure out that Japan was going to invade, or that it was very likely. He knew that sabotage was incredibly likely, and did his best to prevent it, and he did prevent it, to the best of my knowledge at least. And then, oh yeah, there's something I forgot to mention. The newsletters. Yes, the newsletters. They're a part of this story too. You see, newsletters are known for not caring about what people say, and will just print out anything anyways. Which is not fun. But FDR was like, hey, can you guys not talk about this? And they could have, by the way. They literally could have. They had the right to talk about it. Okay. Dude. You're just gonna die. I missed. You're dead. Oh my god, that guy was so annoying. We're gonna break his bed. Anyways, they decided, yeah, you know what, FDR, we're gonna listen to you. Your fireside chats are just so good that we are going to listen to you. We don't have to listen to you at all. It doesn't seem like there's any threats being made. Bruh. Light Blue, you don't even have a bed. That was probably the dumbest idea you could have done. Nope. 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 GG. And that is basically the story we have here. I just want to talk about some World War II history. Not a lot of people know about the events of Pearl Harbor. Usually it's just an idea of, husband Kimmel failed. And Japanese hate America. Like, no. No, I'm trying to remember the general in charge. Yamamoto? I feel so stupid right there. That's probably not even close to his name. I feel... I promise I'm not racist. You just gotta believe me. I think was the general was like, this is a terrible idea. What was his quote? I feel as if I have awakened a giant that I cannot put back to sleep. That's just gonna be my paraphrasing of it because I don't remember the full quote. Basically, the general of Japan is like, this is a terrible idea. We shouldn't invade. But he had to, because otherwise pretty much all of his people were going to, not his people because he's the general, pretty much everyone in Japan was going to slowly die or go back to the Stone Age and die. It was really not good. Once you have industry, living without it can actually be dangerous. It's legitimately just harder to be alive. Lots of the ways you collect things from industry inhibit your ability to get it without industry. So, yeah, it was really a thing of they had to go to war. They didn't have a choice. I'm not saying they were good guys. I'm saying that Arthur H. Gosh, I can't remember his last name. Whatever. Arthur, his plan worked. Don't know entirely why he really wanted America to be involved in the war, but his plan succeeded. America joined the war pretty much when it ended, and that's the story of Pearl Harbor. I hope you enjoyed this video about history on New Year's. Yay! If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that cool stuff, and maybe I should make more history videos. I don't know, man. All up to you guys, I suppose. Bye.